Ooh, another white boy with a podcast. Pronouns, Jim Bro. Another white boy with a podcast. You want to see the video? It went viral.
Hi gains gurus and welcome to TMGP, the Muscle Growth Podcast, episode 32. I am your host, Roscoe, and today we are welcoming Ghamdan Al-Areeky onto the show. Ghamdan is a dynamic leader in the field of holistic wellness with a passionate focus on empowering individuals living with type 2 diabetes. As the founder and CEO of Wellness Impact and Evolve Catalyst, he specializes in guiding people towards healthier lifestyles through sustainable changes in nutrition, physical activity, stress management, and sleep. His mission is not only to help individuals achieve remission from diabetes, but also to enhance their overall quality of life, promoting long-term health and well-being. In addition to his work in wellness coaching, Ghamdan is dedicated to supporting small charities through Evolve Catalyst, where he mentors organizations in developing operational strategies and maximizing their impact. His extensive background in digital marketing and education further enriches his approach to both wellness and charity work. So, whether you're a gym goer looking to maximize your gains or a coach seeking evidence-based strategies for your clients, this episode promises to be both enlightening and engaging. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of diabetes with Ghamdan. In today's episode, we dive into a wide range of insights. Some of the topics include Ghamdan's journey to becoming a health coach, understanding diabetes, what is diabetes and how does it affect the body, what is insulin and what role does it play in regulating blood sugar levels, how can building muscle and engaging in regular exercise help manage or prevent diabetes, factors and causes of diabetes, sedentary lifestyles and lack of physical activity, unhealthy food choices and poor nutrition, environmental and genetic factors, the role of stress, sleep deprivation, and weight management, types of diabetes, differentiation between type 1, type 2, and prediabetes, discussing of gestational diabetes in pregnant women, how lifestyle adjustments can help manage each type, cortisol and blood sugar, the relationship between cortisol, stress hormone, and blood sugar levels, potential factors that elevate blood sugar, such as coffee, heat, and lack of sleep, preventing and reversing diabetes, sustainable strategies for managing or reversing diabetes, the importance of exercise, diet, and stress management, building sustainable health habits, avoiding heavily processed foods and reducing sugar intake, switching to natural raw options such as raw honey instead of processed honey, adding fiber-rich foods to the diet and focusing on whole foods like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, minimally processed foods and reading food labels, reducing reliance on eating out, and prioritizing home-cooked meals. Food as fuel, using food to fuel the body for optimal performance and recovery. Nutrient-dense choices contributing to long-term health. Exercise and training, progressive overload and how the body adapts to challenges. Examples of progressive overload such as increasing the weight, intensity, or duration over time, incorporating daily walking, aiming for at least 30 minutes and adding one longer walk weekly, strength training and high-intensity interval training for maintaining health, muscle growth and health, the connection between building muscle and overall health, including its role in blood sugar management, the wide scope of fitness knowledge and the importance of focusing on foundational areas before specializing, avoiding imitating professional athletes without considering personal circumstances and goals, sleep for recovery, the necessity of sleep for physical recovery and cognitive function, the importance of sleep quality alongside quantity for overall health and longevity, tips to improve sleep hygiene and create better rest habits, managing stress and mental health, how stress impacts physical and mental health, practical tips for stress management, food, exercise, sleep, and stress management working together to improve well-being, sugar spikes and hormonal health, the fear-mongering about the dangers of sugar spikes and their importance, the value of stable blood sugar levels for health and longevity, and so much more. Get ready for a truly informative episode. If you're injured or in recovery, visit theinjuryconsultant.com and schedule a free consultation to explore how I can support your healing, restoration, and journey to thriving health. The Injury Consultant now offers specialized packages for fat loss, muscle gain, and longevity. Interested? Book your free consult today. A little disclaimer: this show does not contain medical advice. The views and opinions expressed by guests on the Muscle Growth Podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect my beliefs or the stance of the podcast. While we aim to provide valuable insights and information, it's important to approach all topics with critical thinking. I encourage you to do your own research, consider multiple perspectives, and form your own conclusions. Healthy discussion is always welcome, and I'm happy to engage with listeners in the comments to continue the conversation. Lastly, don't forget to follow us on all major social media platforms, including Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X. Find us at the Muscle Growth Podcast and myself at Reps with Roscoe. Welcome, Ghamdan, to the Muscle Growth Podcast, where we explore subjects related to muscle science and hypertrophy. I'm thrilled to have you join us for today's conversation. Let's jump right in and dig into some exciting topics together. Can you briefly introduce yourself and your journey into being a health coach, especially with regards to diabetes?
First of all, thank you for having me today. Really excited about this episode. As you mentioned, my name is Ghamdan Al-Areeky, and I'm the founder of Wellness Impact, and I focus on type 2 diabetes. I have got a podcast called Thriving with Diabetes that focuses on anything related to diabetes. When it comes to my background is something different. So my background is in marketing, IT, charity work, but in the past 7 to 8 years, I started learning about nutrition, fitness or physical activity, holistic health, and healthy lifestyle. Then started from there. I started offer nutrition advice, then moved on to having a health food store for about 2 years. Then I couldn't continue with that. Then I discovered coaching. Before when I wanted to share something valuable about health, about nutrition, I used to give advice. But when I found coaching, and the idea behind it was very interesting, I found that coaching comes from, or it's a change that the person is looking for. So when you give someone advice about nutrition and they are not ready or they are not willing to do the work or implement it, there is no point of just saying it. But coaching, it comes from the person's inside. He wants or she wants to change. They want to improve their health. They want to eat better. So from there, I started looking into coaching. I did a full course in coaching as a general. Then I had to niche down, or select the group of people that I can help. Then I decided to choose a health condition that is related to nutrition and a lifestyle. Then decided type 2 diabetes is the health condition that I'm going to focus on, so I can help people improve their nutrition, stabilize the blood sugar levels, be active. So that was like a brief or an overview about how I started and my background.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. What made you do the switch initially? You mentioned that you were in IT and charity and those kinds of things. What was like, I'm sick of this, let's get into coaching? I know you said that you liked the idea of coaching, but what made you be like, cool, I'm done with these other industries?
In the past, I had like a passion. When there is something related to health, I used to read about specifically about nutrition, but I didn't have enough knowledge. I'm talking about 10 years ago. I found someone who is a coach and he knows about nutrition. Then he used to give me advice and tell me this is healthy, this is not healthy, about healthy lifestyle. At that time, I had some issues or health issues like constant headaches, chest pain, excessive snoring, knee pain, and I was overweight. Even the strength that I had was like an old man. Even walking for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you feel exhausted. Going stairs uh, uh, up or down, so you're out of breath. Then when I started implementing some of the advice he told me, and the first one was to avoid processed sugar or white sugar. That was, then I noticed the difference. I didn't just look at nutrition. I started learning about nutrition and fitness. I did some nutrition courses and fitness, I think about 2 or 3. I noticed the results. So my knee pain, I don't want to say 100% went away, but you can say about 70 to 80%. Chest pain stopped. Headaches stopped. Snoring stopped. Having like high level of energy was good. I do things even now. Now after 10 years, not 10 years, 8 to 9 years now, I do things better than 10 or 15 years. So that was the turning point. So I had good results. Then that inspired me to help others. That's why I started giving nutrition advice, and I wanted to be a nutritionist. Then I went to offer healthy foods, something like that. So that was the turning point.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that story with us. It's really incredible, and I commend you for taking yourself on that journey and that path to correct your lifestyle, and then now wanting to help others. I think that's a truly inspirational message. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Really, thanks.
So let's chat about diabetes. What are the causes of diabetes? Well, actually, first, let's go back and let's go into understanding insulin. Can you give us a little bit of perspective on what insulin is, how it's used in the body, and how we can manage insulin levels?
Let me just combine both of them. So my friend, the one I told you about, he one of his areas that he support people with is type 2 diabetes. So I had some information from him. Then I looked at what type 2 diabetes is. Usually, before I used to hear they have high blood sugar, or they have low blood sugar. So what does that mean? I joined some diabetes groups on Facebook. So I started asking questions. Then I found that it's a serious health condition, can lead to death. It doesn't cause death itself, but the complications can cause that. So diabetes, type 2 diabetes is when is marked with let me just frame it. The biggest symptoms or the main symptom is having high blood sugar in the blood. So we consume food or say calories, then it's in our blood. So these this energy or glucose in our blood needs to be converted to or needs to be to enter the cells. When we have a high blood pressure, high blood sugar, then we struggle. So the insulin, the role of insulin is like a key to let the glucose enter the body's cells in order to use it as energy. That is the role of insulin. But when the key is not working, that means we will have high blood sugar levels. At the same time, we'll have elevated insulin. So this is where we develop something called insulin resistance. So the body cannot use insulin to allow energy to enter the cells. The people might, or some people might think, having high level of glucose or sugar is the problem, or it's a disease or something. It's a symptom for something else. So it's not a condition itself. So the issue will come with insulin resistance. When you have insulin resistance, then you can develop other health issues. Usually when we talk about diabetes and complications, you will have vision issues or kidney, heart issues, peripheral or nerve damage. So there are a lot of things can be a trigger or developed because of having high blood sugar. So when we talk about diabetes, so it's having a high level of glucose, then elevated insulin, which leads to insulin resistance. I hope I answered that question well.
Yes, no, all good. Thank you. And then what is the role of muscles in preventing insulin resistance?
Exactly. Okay. Very good question. Now, when the first thing we say I tell people, or when I talk in some of my videos, we said you will have insulin resistance. The opposite is to have insulin sensitivity. So to have or to allow or help the body's cells use glucose, we need to have to improve insulin sensitivity. We do that through physical activity or exercises. Then imagine that you have got a lot of glucose or sugar levels. How are you going to use that energy, if we can say that? So we need to build muscles. So the big, I'm not talking about big muscles, but you need to have muscles, enough muscles on your body to utilize energy or glucose. So having or building muscles could help a lot with this issue. So it's essential. And you need, in order to grow muscles, you need to do it not cardio, but through strength training and weightlifting. I don't mean weightlifting like 100 kilos or 150 kilos. I mean any weight that you can lift.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm not sure if you know Dr. Gabrielle.
Dr. Gabrielle Lyon.
Gabrielle. Yeah,
Yes.
in one her videos or interview, she was talking. We have got a muscle issues.
Yes.
She was talking about a metabolic issues or health issues, and diabetes is one of that. It's a metabolic health issue. To resolve that, you need to do it through muscle building. When you build muscle, means you will have more strength, you will use more energy. In return, your blood sugar levels will be reduced. So this is key when for people with type 2 diabetes. Earlier, you asked what the causes or the factors. One of them is sedentary lifestyle. You wake up, then you sit down, you go to the car, then you go to the office, you sit down, then you go. It's like for the majority. So you're not active. But when you start doing exercise and strength training, so you build muscle, you improve your health, there is circulation, so everything, you will find great results when you start doing that.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned one of the big causes. Let's go through not all of them, of course, but let's go through some of the main causes of diabetes. And then after the causes, then let's go into some of the solutions that you help as a health coach that you give to your clients. And then ones just in general. Obviously, we can't go through everything, but let's go through the most important ones.
Yeah, the common
Yes, yeah.
factors. Just we have got there is a type 1 diabetes, there is type 2 diabetes, and there is another diabetes developed for in women when they are pregnant. And there is something called type 3. It's related to brain. It's about Alzheimer's disease. It's when you don't have enough energy in
your
the brain. So that is when our cognitive function declines.
Is there also pre-diabetes before type 1 diabetes?
Pre-diabetes is the earliest stage for type 2.
Okay. So it goes type 1, type pre-diabetes, type 2, type 3.
Type 1 is when the pancreas does not produce insulin.
Okay.
And that counts about 5%.
Okay.
Because they don't have insulin, so they need to have injection.
Okay. So those are the people that have the injection.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is the role of insulin, is to help
shuttle the nutrients.
So the insulin can allow energy or glucose into the cells.
Okay.
The second one is type 2 diabetes. It can develop at any stage or at any age group, either 20, 30, 40, but you will find it with people with older ages. But now, when you watch some of the interviews, you will find that even now children have type 2 diabetes, and that was not before, maybe 10 years, 20 years.
Is that from the obesity pandemic?
Exactly, because most of the time they are sitting down.
And eating badly.
Yes, exactly. So one of the cause factors, genetics.
Sure.
But that counts.
Small fraction.
Yes, is not, because some people might just refer the health issues for their parents.
Yeah.
Or grandparents, like that. It's a cause factor. And another thing, if it is in a family, so you can develop type 2 diabetes. These two things, either genetics or family history. The third one is food. Food is the biggest one. I'm talking about unhealthy food, sugar or processed foods.
Low protein.
Eating many meals, like I don't want to say 3, 4, 5, 6 meals. You eat a meal and you eat between meals.
Snacking.
So you end up eating 6 times. Then you have a sedentary lifestyle. You're not moving. The other things could be related to stress. When we stress, our body produce the stress hormone cortisol that elevate blood sugar. The environment. Another factor is the environment. It can trigger things in our body, so the blood glucose goes up. If you go more about that, is when you ask people what elevate your blood sugar levels, some of them might say coffee, heat when they specifically in the summer,
lack of sleep.
Not having enough sleep. That is another factor. So these are the factors. Like the environment, sometimes you have less control, but you can control things, but other things you cannot.
Absolutely.
But if you focus on the 4 factors, food, lifestyle, or are you active or not active, sleep, and stress, these are going to be the majority of the time.
The core factors.
Yes. Sometime, but I'm not sure about like having another health issue can trigger diabetes. But that is, I cannot comment on that. I'm not a medical doctor. Yeah.
No, brilliant. I think that you've got some of the main kind of causes and some of the more common ones. Now let's go into kind of attempting to manage the problem.
Yeah, I forgot one thing.
Yes.
Is having being being overweight.
Yeah.
Or obesity. That is a big one.
Yes. I think that's the biggest one in the United States, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Can you repeat the question, please?
Let's go into some of the solutions. I know it might just be boring. It might just be like, instead of being overweight, get into your correct weight category, those kinds of things. Instead of don't sleep well, sleep better. But let's hear some practical tips and your kind of solutions that you give to your clients.
Before I answer this question, let me just share my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
When I had to stop processed sugar or white sugar, it took me about 1 year.
Wow.
Just one thing to eliminate it from the diet. So I used to have 3 spoons. So I reduced that to 2 for 3 months. Then after that 3 months, another another spoon. Then within the next 6 months to have, then have or nothing. So it's about a year. That is a simple step or action you can take. People sometimes try to fix things quickly, and then they don't have like a sustainable lifestyle or habit. It will not be easy. Even when I used to do exercise, at the beginning I struggled. But even when I was not feeling well or having something that tells me not to exercise, I do it until it became a habit. So you don't have to do now. I don't have to have a pressure when I do it. It's a habit. So one of the things that people need to look at is nutrition. I have given you the example just to say, don't start adding new things or good or healthy. So you need to eliminate first, remove, then add. You don't need to remove everything on one go. Focus on one thing, work on it. So number one, try to avoid processed foods. This is going to be the biggest step you will do when we talk about nutrition or diet. Try to eliminate processed foods. Do it like in small steps, then just build on that. You try when you remove sugar gradually, add something maybe natural, raw honey, for example. When we say raw honey, if you are consuming like processed honey, so which is totally sugar, replace it with raw honey. So you will have the minerals, everything there, the good stuff. It's not just pure calories. Try to start to introduce whole foods that has fiber, fruits, vegetables. These things people know, but they need to start doing it. Nuts and seeds. For nuts, it's better to soak them for 24 up to 48 hours, then you can consume them. They are usually even beans. You do the same thing. Soak them for 24 hours or for 48 hours, then you cook them. So there is something what's called anti-nutrients. So you do this process to eliminate that. So you don't want to consume good things, and you have things that prevent the absorption, so you don't benefit. So when you do when you soak nuts, so you activate the good nutrients in them, and you prevent the bad one. Then you can roast them or do things.
Is that soaking in water or soaking in what?
No, yeah, you soak it in water.
Okay.
For 24 hours or 48. So nuts and seeds, fruits and vegetables. People know about fruit and vegetables, but it's about the whole foods. When we say the whole foods, foods that are minimally or less processed.
Yes.
Or foods that you make at home. There is one, I will give you one idea. When you go to the shop and you buy a bread, you will see the shelf life is about sometimes 7 days to 14 days. When you read the labels, you will have 10, 15, 20 ingredients in them. And it's a bread, which should be 1, 2 to maybe 3 ingredients, like the flour. Not a lot of things, many of them either preservatives, fillings, something just to trade with foods. So this is just one example. And so when we talk about nutrition, we need to read labels. This is very important. So that is about nutrition or diet. Try to eliminate things that is not healthy. Do you know people sometimes know what to do, but they don't do it? They need just a little bit push, just to do one thing. For example, if you are eating outside a lot, if you are doing it 5 times, try to reduce it. Skip one day. Do it like once a week, like that. It's a strategy and tactics. This is about nutrition. Then fitness or physical activities come next. So now you consume energy, let's say, or calories. How are you going to burn that? Either you are going to store it as fat, which can lead to health issues, or make diabetes more worse, or you use what you are consuming as energy by doing exercise. When we say exercise, is not about going to the gym 3 times, 5 times a week. You might go once, but you can do it at home. Myself, I don't go to the gym. I know the gym is essential, but having because like if I need to do weightlifting or heavy weight, I cannot do it at home like I do it in the gym. So that is the right way or the right place to do it. I do weightlifting or lift weight at home, but with dumbbells. So for the exercise is we need to do it regularly. What I recommend for exercise is high intensity interval training. You might have 3 exercise or 4 exercise, let's say 3 exercises, and you repeat them each one twice. Then you will have, if you do it for 30 minutes in a fast pace, then you multiply and you have 1 minute or 60 seconds rest between them. I think you will have less than 10 minutes or about 12 minutes totally. Add 3 minutes warm up before, 5 minutes cool down after that. That is just a simple practice. So so high intensity interval training combined with strength training. That was what I'm doing. Sometimes you have one day you do more strength training than the high intensity, at least one day with high intensity. So you need to just to come with a fitness program that you can do it yourself. 3 days. You need 1 day rest. You can start from 10 minutes, then you add a little bit more every time your fitness level improves. Then you can add more. I will give you an example. When I started, I couldn't do push-ups, only 10 within 30 seconds. It took me years to do 32, I think, to 35 push-ups within because I have got a time limit within the 30 seconds. I'm talking about 8 years. I couldn't do 10. Now I do, I changed it a little bit. I do weighted vest with push-ups.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I do it about 20. It went down, but because there is 10 kilos I am carrying. So I still do 20, 22, like that. So it's a progress. So when it becomes easy, I make it difficult because our body adapts. If we don't challenge our body, it won't adapt, and you will not see the result that you're looking for. So exercise, I'm just giving some examples how to structure your exercise, but the main thing is to have high intensity interval training. Maybe you can start with 5 minutes, then you add from there, combined with strength training at least one exercise. You don't have to do 5 days or 7 days like that. Try to have one day for long walk, just one day, like 1 hour. The other days, I mean, you need to walk every day. We cannot neglect that. It should be like something is the lowest thing you will do, 30 minutes walk every day. Then you can, between the exercises, you can do like mobility or stretch training, about 5 to 10 minutes, just to when you don't do the exercise. And you do it, I do it in the morning. When I do it in the morning, then I feel good, I feel happy, energetic, and I know I can carry on the whole day. So that is about exercise.
What you mentioned there is called progressive overload, and it's a fantastic tactic to use for, like you said, to get your body to grow, to get bigger muscles, to help more with insulin sensitivity.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And even now, I continue learning about muscle growth, fitness, how to improve exercise performance. It's a big and topic. Is not an easy, even if it looks like how to run, how to do things, how to. It's like scientific based method. It's not the you will find one person is specialized in muscle growth or performance. So someone is like they take one part of the fitness aspect, like the fitness one aspect of the fitness. They study that, they focus, they become specialists in that thing. So when we talk about fitness, it's not an easy topic to talk about, but we are giving like the basic foundation. So then you can build. You need to learn.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we are just like opening your mind for possibilities.
Exactly. And if you're looking for a good resource, the Muscle Growth Podcast is a pretty good one, I'd say.
Yes, exactly. That's why is focusing on building muscles is important.
Yes.
It's good for health,
And
it's
for
good
diabetes.
to show. Yes.
Sorry,
And it's
you were going to
good
say that, and to good to show?
to show off.
Yes, there we go. Brilliant. That's the only reason why we do it. No, I'm kidding. Mostly for health and longevity.
Yeah, that is. There is one thing before we move to the next one. When we talk about exercise, try to either to have, because sometimes don't try to copy what others do. Like if someone is exercising for a sport, so his focus is on performance. We don't do that. We focus on health and longevity. They do it, maybe they are 25 years old, 30, 35, maybe 40, but they don't continue doing that. There is a personal trainer, I don't know his name, or his Alex or something. He said, I think now he's 40 or more than 40. He said when he has got a gym in the United States. He said when he used to go to the gym, he says just he enters the gym, goes straight away and lifts the weight. He said now I cannot do that. I have to warm up.
Yeah.
Then I go and lift it.
There we go.
So just because so we need to focus on health and longevity, not performance. Yeah, it's like performance is like doing 10 push-ups or doing 20, because no one is going to mark if you did it, but you do it for that. It's good to improve performance, but you need to focus on it's for health. That's why you need to have
the basics,
to have 3 days, and between them there is a rest day, there is another podcast, and they were talking about exercise, and they said if you are doing it for professional or performance, like you do it for a competition, so you need to train. I think he mentioned 20 or 24 hours a week.
Wow.
He mentioned like that, 20 or 24 hours a week. No one will do that, because when you do for a competition or you have a sport, you need to compete. Yes, you need to spend a lot of hours, but for us, is 1 hour is more than enough. I don't do 1 hour. I do about 45 minutes.
Brilliant.
And my focus is health and longevity.
Yes.
So we talked about food and exercise, and sleep is the second thing. I mean, the third thing. Just let's cover sleep and stress. Sleep is key. In one of the interviews, they were talking about they go mixed martial arts.
Yes.
And they were evaluating their performance, and they were tracking their sleeps when they sleep. The people who used to sleep on time, they were performing better. They said they were training enough, but their performance was not improved the way it should be, because they train, then they go to the bed and they stay awake and they sleep late. I don't remember the exact what they were saying, but this is what I remember. So it's not just about the exercise, but I wanted just to give you an example. So we need to sleep. Sleep is about recovery. Sleep is about our body is repairing itself. So when we sleep, we relax everything. The next day we become more energetic if we sleep enough. If I don't sleep enough, it's not just about sleeping enough, it's about having good sleep or quality sleep. But we need to focus as sleep is essential. And so there is another person, I don't remember names, this is an issue. So he was saying sleep is the foundation of health.
Yes. For more tips on sleep, you can check out episode 7 and 8 with Riley Jarvis. The sleep consultant is his name. So that's two good episodes for sleep tips.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Pleasure.
So sleep is essential for health, for longevity, for a health condition that you are facing at the moment. Sleep is essential for work, if you want to perform better, essential for physical activity. So it's a foundation for health. So what about sleep? How do we need, how can we improve the quality of our sleep? Number one is not to eat before bed. Try to, if you can eat, I mean, if the last meal can be 6 o'clock is better. So at least you will have 3 hours or 4 hours before bed. Try to go to sleep about 10 o'clock. You wake up 5 o'clock, 5:30. This is when I wake up. This is my routine. So you have got a different lifestyle or schedule and commitment. You might do it a little bit different, but you don't go to bed late. And maybe if you can read about the growth hormone when it is activated or released, maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and you are still awake. So it's better to sleep early. And try to avoid blue lights. When we say blue lights, is like the phones, smartphones, computers. This is going to be and TV, the most distracting one. So when you go to bed and you relax a little bit, so you ease or you relax so you can go to have a deep sleep. When you do that, you will feel it. But when your body is, the signal, it's like still going on. Even if you are asleep, your body is not relaxed. It was disturbed before bedtime, either by food, stress. Sometimes the stress can be a big issue for sleep. That's why when you wake up, then you have your morning routine. So when I don't have good sleep, my when I do the exercise, I feel it. My performance drops about 10%, sometimes 20%, but that is not most of the time, most of the days, but at least like a few times a year. You can notice that. This is when you don't, there is something, then you had to stay late, then you feel it the next day. And the last thing is stress. Stress is a big issue, mental health, and these sort of things. When we talk, the other thing helps with sleep is exercise.
Yes.
When you exercise, you reduce stress. When you walk, you reduce stress. So stress is a big issue now, but it's a normal response. But when it continues, it becomes chronic stress. With stress, a lot of issues comes. I know someone, because of stress, he couldn't walk. I'm saying she stayed like that for months, many months. Then, because she had a situation, then after that, even she was recommended to have an operation. Then, when the elevated or the situation is, everything becomes okay. She is normal now. She is walking. She is going up and down normally. You can see how stress is something you don't see, but it can cause a damage, like someone or something hit you. So it can like drop you down.
It can.
That's why, yeah. But that's why you need to sometimes know about it is good. So you know how it's about controlling it. So it goes up, and your role is to bring it down through exercise, going outside, walking, gardening. And the worst thing you do when you stress is eating. So try to avoid eating as a method of
stress management,
good or for comfort, which will make the situation worse. The body now is like fighting or struggling, and you give him another job, is to digest. So I think I made it a long
no, not at
section
all,
about about the strategies, but
it's very
just to
important.
summarize it: food, exercise, sleep, and stress management.
Brilliant. No, and on the stress management, number one, stress relief, quit your job. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm kidding. But do try and also have a work-life balance. I think is super important.
Exactly. And sometimes people don't know stress from work can be, I don't know how to explain.
It can be very bad.
It's
It can be very bad and very serious.
Yes, exactly.
It can be. Can briefly before we go, can you just quickly explain sugar spikes? So there's a lot of talk online about sugar spikes and how they're really bad for you. But I've been talking to some nutritionists, and they basically say they're not bad. They're only bad if they're chronic and you've chronically got high sugar. But a sugar spike is actually not a bad thing, because it does shuttle, like you mentioned, the insulin. Those kind of spikes help shuttle nutrients into the cells. So without them, you wouldn't have any energy. So can you quickly just touch on that before we go?
Yeah, we talked earlier about having a high level of glucose or blood sugar.
Mhm.
So it happens when you consume food or calories. So it's normal. So either to have it like this, sharp,
Mhm.
then goes down. When it goes down, you have low blood sugar levels, and you feel maybe you feel like shaky, sweating. You might go faint. So this happens. Having a low blood sugar levels is another issue within type 2 diabetes, but the majority will have high blood sugar levels.
Okay.
So you eat, either you have it, like you go up like smooth, then you go down, or you have it like up spike. There is no slow increase,
Gradual.
and yes, it happens when you eat processed foods. When you don't have whole food, that's why we said you need fiber.
Yes.
If you eat whole food, means
The
the
sugar spike
energy
is
will
less.
be released slowly,
Yes. Yeah.
and you need more time for the second meal.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you eat processed, so you digest it quickly, it goes up in your blood. The glucose goes up and can cause issues. To avoid that, you need to have whole food. That's why you need
The
uh,
fiber.
healthy fat as well,
Mhm.
and you need proteins or
Mhm.
meat.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And then, lastly, what advice or parting words of wisdom do you have for our listeners who are looking to embark on their own journey of health and diabetes management, and then maybe even a little bit of muscle growth?
Uh, for health, try to focus on longevity. Uh, what it means is to live longer and healthy. You don't struggle when you are 60, 70, 80. Is what, like when we mentioned, either you go like you decline when you are 90 or 100, your life goes like that, or it goes like 35 or 40, then you start going this way. So you will have 20, 30, maybe 35 years of suffering, and you are depend on others. So that's why we need to focus not just eating healthy or doing exercise just to feel strong. No, we do it for longevity, to be healthy for longer and healthier or happier. So when it comes to health, never give up, and you will have many reasons not to do the work. Many every day. The weather is not good. It's cold. It's hot. This is what's happening. Every time you will have a reason not to do it, but you need to do it, even in a small amount. But you need to do it. If you skip, maybe it's going to be a habit. If you do it small, then it becomes a good habit, and you can sustain that. So never give up. Try to motivate yourself and have hope. But if you can move from motivation to discipline, it's going to be better. What is the second part of it?
Oh no, so just what are your parting words for people looking to embark on their own journey of health, and then also, but that you've covered it. It's fantastic. Just like that is
Yeah, brilliant.
100%.
So never give up, and you need to keep trying. Because if you stop,
You're never gonna get better.
I liked, yeah, I liked what is it? Brown. Do you know the motivational speaker Brown? His name starts with Brown.
No, I'm not sure.
Uh, he said if you run now, you will run the whole of your life. If you run from a situation or something, so you will keep running all the time. scared all the time. So you face your fear, you try. Don't get, the other thing, just to mention before we finish, you tried many things but didn't work, because it happens not just with health, with in everything. So sometimes we need to try until we figure things out. The short thing is to look for someone to help you, like a coach, therapist, nutritionist, fitness trainer, something like that. This is going to be the easiest and the quickest way to achieve your health goals. And one of the role of the coach is to hold you accountable.
Absolutely. And if the listeners want you as their coach, where can they find you?
I invite people to join my 7-day wellness challenge. Is a 7-day strategy for 7 days. Every day, each day you will do one thing or focus on one strategy. So you can join that at wellnessimpact.org, or you can join our support community in Facebook. You can visit wellnessimpact.org, and from there you can navigate your way.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today. You were excellent, and I can't wait to hear again from you in the future. And I think the listeners are going to thoroughly enjoy this episode. So thank you so much for your time and for all your great work. Appreciate it.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Muscle Growth Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a 5-star rating and a quick review. It helps us grow and reach more people just like you. Don't forget to follow us on all major social media platforms, including Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X. Find us at the Muscle Growth Podcast and at Reps with Roscoe. For more insights, exclusive content, and full episodes, visit themusclegrowthpodcast.com. Your support truly makes a difference, so please like, share, comment, and follow. We're grateful for every bit of it. Until next time, keep pushing your limits and staying focused on getting bigger, stronger, and better.